Recording, so keep it down. This is my Hello World program for graphics. It's just a green circle on the screen. But I want to add a picture from the internet today on here. Let's do that. See how my first run is pretty slow. There you go. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete circle shape. Okay. Now, I'm going to get an error if I don't delete the set radius and the green because it no longer exists. I'm also going to get an error with this line here because it's trying to draw something that doesn't exist. Line 23. Window.draw shape, because it's like shape was not declared. So I'll get rid of that one too. Here it should just have a black screen. Let's have a look. By the way, you can change the background color of your screen in this window.clear. You can put colors in this bracket, in case you didn't know. So I could go color, : white. Could do, there's a few basic colors in there. If you type color : you can see that there's blue, black, magenta, cyan, and green. But you could also just put color, and then in brackets, you could give it 3 RGB values if you wanted. Discuss that a little later. But I'm just going to make it white for now. And now my background will be white. But I do want to add something called a sprite in here. A sprite in computer graphics is an image, basically. So let's see if there's a variable type called sprite here. And what do you know there is? Okay. So I'm going to call it S1. I'm going to draw it here. Window.draw was the command, and then you have to give it the name of the thing you want to draw. I'm going to call it, I'm going to draw my S1. Now it won't draw anything on the screen yet because I haven't gotten a picture to tack onto that sprite value. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, there it is there. I am going to go online quickly and find a cool picture. Now, I'm going to Google, not the word Sprite, because then I'll just get pictures of the Coke or the pop can. Okay. Video game sprites.
Does it have to be like a sprite spray, or like a spray, or can it just be any picture?
It could be any picture. But like a little picture of a dude is called a sprite. Okay? Yeah. So, let me find one. It does have to be a transparent background or you'll see what happens. It won't look right. You just pick a character from any game you think is cool, you know. Where? This guy, yeah. That's from Doom, isn't it? Okay. Well, he's holding a gun, so I don't want to put that on YouTube because I'll get community striked. Yeah. Not yet. That's my whole goal. I'm gonna pick this guy here. Okay. Now he's really big, and I need something a little smaller. He's 800 by. You can see in the corner. He's 800 by 800. He would be bigger than my whole screen, which is 800 by 600. So I gotta go here and say Tools, Size, Icon Size, maybe something like that. Look at this little guy. I'll show you how to animate later. I actually like this guy. But I can't animate him either. Why is he a GIF? I'm kind of paralyzed by choice here. Yeah, we'll have to make it a clear background if it doesn't have one. I'm going to pick Mega Man. Why not? Easy. Actually like this one. But he's a little too big, actually. He's 300. This guy might be the one. So I'm going to right-click and hit Save Image As. Okay. And I have to save it in my actual file where my program was saved. Now for me, mine's called lab 14.
I don't think it allows us to do that.
Okay. And it's a JPEG, which means it's not going to have a clear background. Oh well, we'll make him have a clear background in a second. So I'm going to call him Mega. Just give it a proper name. You don't have to name it what they name it. Yeah.
For hours we can't do that. It just goes to downloads, but when you try
No, you can find it in downloads and then like copy it over.
No, you can't even actually download such.
No. It'll save it to your Google Drive. Yeah, X. My Drive downloads. Yeah. Yeah, it gets saved to your Google Drive, so you'll have to move it over. Okay. So the first thing I'll do, let me just put this Mega Man on my screen first. So you have to make a variable type called texture, and the texture is the thing that loads the image. Okay, so I'm going to hit T1 dot, and look, there's a command here. There's all kinds of weird commands that we don't use often or at all. But the one we do use is load from file. And then you give it the name of the file in quotes, and you got to make sure it's spelled right. Now, if I run this, it won't give me an error if it finds that file. Let me run it. I don't see any error up here, but what if I spell it wrong? What if I put JPEG? What will it say? Failed to load image, mega.jpg. Okay. So this is the number one problem people have. I'll walk around and no one can get their image loaded, and they've spelled it wrong, or it's not in the folder, or they've called it mega.jpg.jpg. Okay. There's all kinds of reasons, and it's very common that happens all the time. So be careful. Make sure it's saved in your folder where your program is, so it doesn't have to go looking. Make sure it's spelled right. It doesn't draw it yet because the last step is to take the actual sprite, which is you can see the sprite is the one that moves. It's the one that can change its size, change its origin. That's about all it can do. The texture doesn't do that. The texture is just the picture in memory. It's all the ones and zeros of the picture. So with the sprite, I think you go set texture, I believe, dot set texture. It needs to know where the memory, in memory, where that picture is, and you just give it the name of your texture variable. Now it should draw it. It should draw my little Mega Man on the screen for me. You'll see he does not have a black background, or he'll have a, he's not transparent. There he is. Okay. He's not transparent though, which kind of stinks. And I just, to sort that out, you can go on the web and make him transparent. I always use Photoshop here. Photoshop Elements. I think you click Edit. You all have this program. There it is. Go find your picture. Mine is under Lab 14. Brought my own pen drive, by the way. If you want to use a pen drive, you bring your own and I'll put code blocks on it for you. Mega. So there he is. I'm going to go to the, I'm going to zoom in on him a little bit, so maybe do something like fit screen. Whoa. Fit screen? Sure. And then click on the black and hit delete. Actually, I think you have to unlock the picture first, so click on the lock, hit OK, double click on the lock, and then hit delete. And it makes some clear background. And then I'm just going to hit save. I still want to save them as JPEG. think that should get rid of... Oh, you know what? JPEG won't do an invisible background, so you have to save it as PNG, maybe. This will all be on the video so you can follow along, but PNGs can have clear backgrounds, and JPEGs cannot. Okay? So either find yourself a PNG, or make your own. Look online how to do that. When I run this, Mega Man should now be see-through, hopefully. Aha! Okay. Check this, guys. Shh. Check this out. Watch it. I'll make a move. S1 was my sprite, and there's all kinds of commands I can do. I can move them. So let me move them here. Watch this. Now, Mega Man, I have a game now, guys. Watch how amazing this game is. Whoa. Okay, watch this. I'm going to put this inside of a keyboard command. If there's a command called keyboard, you go colon. These are all the letters of the keyboard. But there's one function in here called isKeyPressed. Inside of that function, it's looking for the keyboard key. So I'm going to just write keyboard one more time and hit colon and pick a button. I'm going to pick the letter D. But you can see that there's left arrow, right arrow, all that kind of stuff. I think it's called left arrow. You can see these are all the keyboard buttons. I don't see left arrow, but it's on there. Left. Left. It's just left. I'm going to press right. And then in the brackets of my if statement, I'm going to put this command. Now watch. My game is even sweeter now. What happens if I press the right keyboard key? Wow. Come back, Mega Man.
How do we make a board?
You would say something like this. And you go s1.getPosition, right? So you put an and in there, and you make sure his x position is always less than whatever. I don't know. 600. Then it'll let him move. If it's bigger than 600, it won't let him move. So it kind of stops him, you know? We'll work on that later. We're going to do some more stuff with that. But for now, we're just going to do some sprite stuff. So he should stop when he gets close. See that? Yeah. So that's how you do it, but...
You just go up this way.
Yeah. Or just zoom out. So that's it, guys. Work on lab 14. Let me know how it goes. I'll post this to YouTube so you can check it out.